Welcome to Hub City Now with your host, Tyrone Tony Reed.
Hello and welcome to Hub City Now. I'm your host, Tyrone Tony Reed Jr. And we have with us again F.J. McCurrie, who is, let me take a deep breath and and say all these accomplishments. He's founder and CEO of Knocdown Worldwide, which is the home of Knockdown Entertainment, Knockdown Entertainment Germany, and Knockdown Films. He is the president of Living and Growing Apparel. He is the president of Putting on the Gospel LLC. He is the president of Neighborhood Basketball League, and he is a co-founder of Union Entertainment Group. Are there anything else, anything that I left out? He's done a lot of things, and you've heard, if you didn't hear last week's show, please go to YouTube and find our show, or go to our Facebook page and find the show that we did last week, speaking with him. But this is part two. And in part two, we have some things that we want to talk about with him. The first, again, I want to mention Small City Big Dreams, which is a documentary that's coming out on November 29th. It's having its world premiere. I want him to talk about that, and we're going to talk about it again at the end of the show. But just tell us a little bit about what Small City Big Dreams is.
Small City Big Dreams, like I said, it's just basically about giving hope.
Mm-hmm.
You know, giving hope to people that's in a small city.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you think of big cities like New York, California,
mm-hmm.
stuff of that nature, but we can achieve those same goals. They just had dreams too. They just had a better, outlet, to get it out. We got to work a little bit harder, probably 10 times harder, to achieve our goals.
Mm-hmm.
But you can make it happen.
What are some of the obstacles that you faced, or some of your friends faced, mm-hmm. growing up in a small city? Because in big cities, people always say, oh, there's drugs there, and there are
mm-hmm.
gangs, and there's poverty. But what about small cities?
It's even more in your face then, because it's like you just said, it's just so much smaller.
It's more condensed.
So you have access to it.
Right.
And it's easy to be influenced, especially coming up. When you're small, you want to be the cool kid. You want to have, a lot of friends and stuff of that nature. And a lot of times they not right.
Right.
They doing things they have no business doing.
Mm-hmm.
Except you're going to follow in that trend.
Mm-hmm.
I like to go all the way back to at the age of 13,
mm-hmm.
which you'll see in the documentary. My friend Xavier Cox got shot.
Mm.
And at 13, this is like 1993.
Right.
So it's like you see about it on TV, you hear about it, but you don't think you'll ever have to, live that.
And this was right around the time where crack cocaine was on the scene and getting huge.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, I think around in this area, there were a lot of people getting killed in gang battles and things like that.
And that's what spearheaded me into going to a writer. I completely changed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that night, we was up to no good.
Mm-hmm.
God intervened. We was about to go steal a lot of bikes.
Mm-hmm.
We had planned it out.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go spend a night with one of our friends' houses, and this time we're going to go do it. And, we being knuckleheads, looking at guns, fascinated by it, and,
mm-hmm.
It went off.
Mm.
It hit him. He walking away, like, right today. He only has one kidney.
Mm.
It's, over 20 years later, so
right.
That was a wake-up call for me.
Right.
It changed me completely, and I knew then that life was precious, to be taken away in the blink of an eye. So I just didn't want to become a part of my environment then.
Right.
So I knew I had to get in these books, stay away from the streets, do that or whatever. But I had my dealings with it. That episode right there would change me.
Right. And it's amazing how God can take something like that and change your outlook on life without even taking his life. How is he now?
He's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Live in Memphis now, married, 3 kids.
Wow.
Like I said, it metamorphed him too.
Right.
We stay in contact right today. He probably was my biggest supporter through everything. Through trials, through tribulations, ups and downs.
Right.
He always has been that one to be like, man, look, you always been the smart one out the bunch. Use what God gave you, which is your brain, and help everybody. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Right. So what time is that Small City Big Dreams documentary going to premiere, and where?
It's 7:00 at Humboldt Plaza 3 downtown. It's on Main Street. 7:00. I think the doors open at 6:30 if I'm mistaken.
Okay. And how much is it?
I want to say $7.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
Okay. Can we go to the Humboldt Plaza website to find out?
On their website.
Okay. And so that's November 29th, and we're going to remind you at the end of the show about the documentary. This is presented by Knockdown Films, and who else?
Agapio.
Agapio.
Yeah, Agapio Creations.
Okay.
He's just a little small, who that is. Agapio, the guy name is Derek Motion.
Okay.
Which how I met him was the same way we talked about last week on reaching out, mentorship. So he was an up and coming producer, making music, whatever. And at that time we had Knockdown Awards. We had a lot going on that we created. So we like, hold up now, let me reach out to him right quick. He said he was scared himself because he was thinking, oh, it's gonna be a fee. So me and my partner Brandon Mercer, we went over there to his house and sat there right with him. He was in awe, like, oh man, y'all, So I took a liking to him. He was very smart, very manable, very humble, and he was thirsty for knowledge.
Right.
So when you got that thirst, I feel like I need to quench it,
Right. That's
so
right.
it was easy to talk to him and whatnot. So we stayed in contact. We went out. I'm going all the way to the entertainment business, included and whatnot. We signed a major deal with Universal in 2009, record label.
Wow.
All right, we ran that contract out, and then, we got in negotiations with Interscope. So the things that you see are not really what goes on.
Right.
It's a lot of devilment stuff.
Right.
That goes along with trying to get those millions of dollars.
Right.
So what it done, it scared him out of it. He went, I'm done with this. No, I'm not going to sell my soul,
Right.
Took me down too. I'm like, well, let me bang back a little bit. So God works, man. We lost contact with each other for probably like 3 years. And then finally, he was doing a video for this up-and-coming guy named Lathan Warlick, around here. And I seen it, I'm like, hold up.
I know it.
Right there, So we got back in contact with each other, and I had this vision, in 2013 that, hey, I wanted to give back. How can I expose talent in Humboldt?
Right.
And we got in contact with each other. We shared the same vision. He was like, man, that's going to be, big. So that's how we got back. He got his own video, company. He still produces and all that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more with F.J. McCurrie. We're going to talk about the Neighborhood Basketball League and how that came to be, Union Entertainment Group, and then we're going to talk more about Small City, Big Dreams, who you can see in that film for those in Humboldt who are listening. For those who aren't from Humboldt who need to know who these up-and-coming people are, you'll find out more. We'll be right back in just a moment. Hello and welcome back to Hub City Now. We are back with F.J. McCurrie, and we're going to talk about Neighborhood Basketball League, the NBL, which he is the president of. It says that this was established in 2000.
Right.
Why was this established?
I'm going to tell you what happened. 1999, it was called Showtime. A guy named Joe Jones. He created that. And then, like I said, you go all the way back. I'm only 18, 19, but I always had this business mind.
Right.
So he reached out to me and said, hey, look, I want to do a basketball league, just give people something to do in the summer, to keep them out of the streets and all that.
Right.
So we did, some unfortunate things happened to him, so it was like, okay, how can we keep this going? My dad stepped in. So my dad stepped in, he had all the, sponsorships that we needed for, reaching out to people and whatnot. So that's how we changed to the Neighborhood Basketball League.
Okay.
And
who was this league for? Was it for adults and children?
At first it was straight, just for adults. First. Now the last year we done, which was 2003, I think that was the last season. We had a junior NBL.
Oh, okay.
And you'll be surprised, like a lot of talent from Jackson,
came up there,
played in that league, and now we just in the developmental stage of trying to get that back up, and I'm gonna take, spearhead it, surrounding myself by people that can, hopefully, show me how to do it.
That's cool. And it says you're also co-founder of Union Entertainment Group. What is Union Entertainment Group?
You think about numbers and power and strength. It's always strength in numbers, and a lot of times we cut each other out of blessings.
Right.
Where, we already oversaturated. You got so many promoters in this area.
Right.
So it's like I came up with an idea where everybody's going to keep their same entity. But at the end of the day, we're going to form this bond where I'm going to help you. You're going to help me. And then we're going to together do something together too. So that consists of Marvin Freeman Enterprises, Fred Shanklin, Double Platinum, myself, Tamon Reeves, we stacked up. So we've all done a plethora of shows around here, So it's like, okay, how can we maximize everybody's potential and maximize, the dollar value?
Right.
So a lot of Fortune 500 companies does this.
That's right, they do.
They come together and for a common goal, to make everybody's life better. And so that's what it was. I made a phone call. I was coming back from Nashville, and it's like 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm like, hold up now, let me think of something that can bring, everybody together without all this oversaturation that's going on.
Right.
So I figured there would be a pinnacle if they see all us competitors
working together.
Working together. Anybody can do it.
That's right. As you talk more about your companies and everything, I hear the excitement that you have about doing these things. Where did you get your work ethic and the desire, the ability to dream big? Where did that come from?
Humboldt. It came from Humboldt. You think of Humboldt, you think of the cross. You think about all the negativity. Everybody say, okay, come to the cross. You don't want to go to the cross. But that work ethic came from there because I seen everything around me. Not to mention my dad, man, he pushed me like crazy. I always had to work to get what I wanted. Basically I came from a 2-parent household, which is very rare nowadays.
Right, it is.
That hurts. That hurts because we do everything not in chronological order no more. You're supposed to, you, job, wife, kids.
Right.
We're going in order.
Right.
Me, I went totally backwards. I had my son when I was 18 years old. I was still in high school, so I was already against the wall. But so how am I gonna break this generation curse? And I had to use my mind, and I'm going in the right direction. It's not where I wanted to be at, but I'm trying to lay up, a foundation for them not to have to do the things that I do.
Right, right, and that's something that you don't really find a lot lately. People who are thinking ahead of themselves, not it's just me, but what kind of legacy am I going to leave behind for my kids and my grandkids and their kids. I know Steve Harvey talks about that a lot, and a lot of people talk about, leaving a legacy for their kids. Also, when we were talking about it may take you a lot, you might have to do a little bit more than other people have to do in order to realize your dreams.
Right.
We live in a day and age now where technology is, if you don't know that technology, you kind of get left behind.
Right.
But at the same token, YouTube and all these other things are out there. If you're a musician, if you are a director or a writer, people are making short films and entering contests. There are all music contests. There are all kinds of things where you can't say, well, there's no opportunity for me.
Right.
Because there is. You might have to save up a little bit of money.
There you go.
For the next, they're about to bring American Idol. I remember when American Idol was really huge when it first came out and people were lining up. I went with my wife. She was reporting on American Idol one year for the Jackson Sun, and they were outside the FedEx Forum, lined up, ready to go in there and sing. So American Idol was coming back. They got The Voice. They got all these other shows and things going on. You might have to save up $100, $200, $300, fly out somewhere to stand in line. And if if that's your dream and you believe that that's what God has called you to do it. You have to. Because nobody else can do what God put you on this earth to do.
Exactly.
And I mentioned this a couple of Sundays ago with one of my guests, but I love this story where it's sad, but it's true, and it's encouraging also about a man who's on his deathbed, and around him in the room are a bunch of different people, and he asks them, who are they? And they tell him that we're the dreams that you had, but you never worked towards making them come true. And so now, because you're dying, we're going to die with you.
And I'm glad you said that, because that's a good motto that I live by, because to me, I think the graveyard is probably the most richest place on
That's
earth.
right.
Man.
That's exactly right.
Like you just said, you die with those $1 million ideas, man. And we gotta get them out or help people to, to spearhead it. Give them motivation to get them out, because everybody can be great.
Right.
It's just, surround your people, surrounding yourself with people that like-minded and want you to be great.
Right. And we have to get past the fear.
There you go.
Because most time it's fear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid if I leave this job where I've been working at from 9 to 5 and getting a little bit of health care or whatever and barely making ends meet, I'm afraid that this idea that God gave me of opening up a bakery or opening up my own school or whatever it may be, I might not make it.
Mm-hmm.
But if God gave it to you, he'll provide. He'll give you the resources that you need.
Exactly.
But we're so, in the world that we live in, we want to know everything. We want to figure it. We want to have it from beginning to end. We want to know what's going to come up, how this is going to happen. But those of us who are Christians who read our Bibles, we know that a lot of people had to just step. When God said move, they had to move. They didn't know what was waiting for them down the road.
I agree.
He said, hey, I got a promised land for you, but he didn't tell you how you were going to get through to the promised land, step by step, day by day.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more with F.J. McCurrie about Small City Big Dreams, where you can go see the world premiere and how you can find out more about him. We'll be right back in just a moment. Hello and welcome back to Hub City Now. I'm your host, Tyrone Tony Reed Jr., and we are sadly in our last segment with F.J. McCurrie. We're going to have him back on the show again, especially when he makes the other films that he has planned or any other projects he may have. Tell us again about Small City Big Dreams. But before you do, actually, I wanted to shout out some of the people who you're going to see in Small City Big Dreams, Humboldt, Tennessee. That's Charles Dotson Jr., Thomas, is it Sharon?
Yeah, Sharon.
Sharon. Ashley Hayes, Adrian Donald, Cleve Butler, Odell Jackson, Joseph Shirley, DeAndre Manley, Eddie Jones, Dennis Johnson, Xavier Cox, Tevin Creighton, Antonio Champion, and Don Hickenbottom. Okay. So the film was directed by F.J. McCurrie and Derek Moser. And the motto, the saying I'm looking at a poster right now. It says, "No matter the size of your city, your dreams has no boundaries." That's awesome. Your dreams have no boundaries. No matter the size of your city, whether it be a big city, little city, medium-sized city, your dreams have no boundaries. Tell me what this documentary means to you.
Man, it's blood, sweat, tears. It's my heart. It's really my heart. Again, the thing is, sometimes your heart can be bigger than your bank account.
Right. Your dreams can't. Yeah.
Your dreams can be too. So, in my eyes, the stage that this is on now, being shown on a big screen like that, that's a major accomplishment. Man.
Right.
Because, from an independent standpoint, you don't see that.
That's right. That's right.
You don't see that. And to give that opportunity for these people to see themselves in a whole nother light. Every last one of those people, have been a inspiration to me.
Right.
While I was doing it, I needed that too.
Right.
I needed it to really, look at it and see how blessed I am.
Right.
Because a lot of times you take it for granted.
Right.
Like I said, we put all our hopes and dreams on millionaires and all that type of stuff. Where some people, you have some great people around you. They just got, something may happen. Life happens sometimes.
Right.
It may knock you, knock you back down or whatnot. But every last one of those people that's in this film, I put it out there. They reached out. Quite natural. Now you're gonna have people.
Right.
I want to be.
I want to be your next one.
Me being the person I am, I'm humble, and I understand that you have to show.
Right.
And once you show, people start to believe in it. And so that's what's going on now. More people starting to believe in it now. Than it did when I first put it out.
Right.
Put it out there that I was gonna do it. Like, I ain't gonna mess with that. That ain't gonna happen. And now that it's happening, it's reality and it's putting light on our city. With your Humboldt, and you'll be surprised the people in surrounding. I've dealt with the whole 731 area code, then some, and even in Memphis. A lot of these people are excited. Just because it's giving them hope.
Right. What was the process like of getting people to interviewing people and talking about their stories?
Well, it really was a freelance thing. It wasn't scripted. Wasn't nothing in here scripted. No, we just went to them. We asked them. Like, a lot of them had different, success stories. Some of them not success stories, but they was a product of their environment, and they just trying to tell people, hey, look,
watch out for this.
Watch out for this. Like I said earlier, that knowledge is priceless. You can't. Even when I go to church, if I feel like my pastor had an experienced life, how can he teach me something?
Right.
And it's just period.
Right.
And that's what we want to hit on too. It's not gonna be a movie where it's not a movie, period.
Right.
It's just informational things that's gonna inspire people, of all race, all color, ages, everything. You bring your kids out, anybody come and see it. It's non-explicit. We're here for a purpose.
All right. Well, how can where will this be again? Where will the world premiere be again? At what time?
The Humboldt Theater, which is called Humboldt Plaza 3 now. It's gonna be at 7:00. Doors open at 6:30. It's right there on Main Street. As soon as you get in Humboldt, you can't miss it.
Okay. And that's November 29th.
Yep, November 29th.
Okay. How can people get in contact with you if they want to talk more with you or find out more about your shows or your movies or films?
Okay, they can just go to Facebook and put in your search bar FJ McCurrie.
And that's capital MC capital CURRIE.
Right, and the same thing with Instagram. You can go on there and do the same thing. And contact. If you want to contact me, you can just go 731-616-9168. And shoot me a text, call me. I'm open to help anybody I can.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. We will definitely have you back. Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you to our sponsors, Baskerville Funeral Home, City of Brownsville, Nell Huntsman Flower Box, R&R Custom Wheels and Tires Express, and Styles Menswear. Make sure you go to our YouTube page, Hub City Now, and subscribe to it as we put more of the interviews online. You can share them. You can post them on your many different social media accounts. Spread the word about Hub City Now because it is really helping a lot of people. It's reaching not just here in this area, but all over the world. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you all tuning in every Sunday and for allowing me to be your host for a couple of minutes out of your week. I hope is a blessing to you each and every week, and I hope you all continue to work towards your dreams, accomplish them, and help others reach their dreams also. And I hope and pray that you have a wonderful week. God bless.